साल की थी।
She was
खास करके मैं
2.5 years. 2.5 years when she came.
Okay. So how you came here in India?
इंडिया कैसे आए तुम?
इंडिया
स्टार्टिंग
इंडिया हम पहले बर्मा में रहते थे। वहाँ से जब हम आ रहे थे, जब मैं 1.5 साल की थी। इतना नहीं पता, जितना बता रहा उतना बता सकती हूँ मैं आप लोगों को। और जब हम बांग्लादेश आए थे, बांग्लादेश में हम रात को हमें हमारे पेरेंट्स लेकर आते थे, पर जंगलों में ना नदियाँ समुद्र पार करके आते थे, वो भी नाव से पार करना पड़ता है। उसमें कोई जिंदा भी रहता है, कोई मर भी जाता, पानी में डूब जाते हैं। और
among the boat people.
Very good. Good
और हम
story.
सब मतलब क्या कहते हैं, जब हम अपने गाँव में समय इतने मुश्किल से लेकर जब पर वहाँ पे कांटे भी थे, वहाँ कांटे थे। जो हम कांटे पार करके आते थे, जो वहाँ किसी के भी चोट भी लग जाया करते थे, फिर भी हम किसी भी तरह अपनी जान बचा कर यहाँ पे आ गए। हमें आना पड़ा अपने देश छोड़कर। हमारे नसीब में नहीं है देश में रहने के लिए, हमारे देश में नहीं है रहने के लिए हमें, तो हमें अपने देश छोड़ के यहाँ पे आना पड़ा।
So you think which is your country?
Which is your country? तुम्हारी कंट्री कौन सी है?
म्यांमार।
म्यांमार, बर्मा।
Yeah. But you wanted to go back there?
तुम वापस जाना चाहते हो? नहीं जाना
Why?
चाहते। क्यों?
क्योंकि हमें भारत में रहकर जो खुशी मिलती है ना, लगता नहीं हमें वहाँ पर जाकर जो वो खुशी मिलेगी। हमें भारत में रहकर जो आदत रह गई है, हमने ये जबकि हम गांव में पैदा हुए, लेकिन हमें लगता है कि हम इंडिया में ही पैदा हुए हैं। क्योंकि हमें इंडिया के लोगों के साथ रहना और उनके साथ रहना, यहाँ के काम वाम जिस टाइप से हाल चलते हैं वैसे ही हम रह चुके हैं। और अगर हमारे गाँव जाएंगे, हमारे वहाँ के बोल चाल अलग अलग बहुत कुछ है जो हम वहाँ जाके नहीं कर पाएंगे। और ये कंट्री हमें अपने देश से भी ज्यादा बढ़कर रखती है, इसलिए हमारे बहुत
और
अच्छी
हम अपने आप को इतना महसूस करते हैं कि हम भी इंडियन के बच्चे हैं, बर्मा के नहीं। हमें लगता नहीं है कि हम बर्मा के हैं।
You mean your great grandfathers were from India, right? So that's what they mean.
No. They mean that they feel like they are, born of Indian people because they've lived their most of their life here, and so like they feel like an Indian and they feel that this is their country, this is their home, and when they go back, they're going to face things face so much of atrocities that that they don't want to face anymore, or what their grandparents or what their families have felt before. They don't want to face it. बोलो और बोलो.
So the Myanmar people, the Burmese people treat Rohingyans very bad, right?
जो बर्मा के जो बाकी लोग हैं वो रोहिंग्यास के साथ गंदा व्यवहार करते हैं ना.
यस, वहाँ पे जो बाकी लोग बुद्धिस्ट हैं, बुद्धिस्ट लोग हैं, वो मुसलमानों के साथ व्यवहार करते थे। उन्हें मतलब पहले तो जब भारत के बर्मा में जब लोग रहते थे तो उन्हें घरों से आदमी को निकाल कर मारा करते थे। तो ये काम हुआ तो फिर 2009 के करीब बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया। तो इससे हम सब हमारे कंट्रीज में आकर हमें मारते थे, घरों को जला देते। तो उसी रात एक दफे हमारे घर पे भी आए थे, धमकी देकर चले गए थे। तो फिर धमकी से हमने कुछ करा नहीं, हम वापस नहीं आ रहे थे। तो फिर वहाँ पर हमारे मोहल्ले की तरफ जो आदमी रहते थे उन्हें मारते थे बहुत। तो रातों को हमारे पापा ये सब देखकर हमें ले आए जंगलों की तरफ से, और फिर जंगलों की तरफ से लाकर हम समुद्र के पास आए। फिर
वहाँ पे काटे, जंगलों के काटे जो है ना, वो भी
वहाँ से आकर समुद्र के पास आ, फिर नाव पे में चढ़कर बांग्लादेश आए। बांग्लादेश में 2-3 दिन ठहर कर फिर भारत आए। लेकिन ये नहीं पता भारत किस टाइप से आए, ये पता है कि कुछ लोग आए थे, उसके साथ ही हम आए।
Okay, why you don't stay in Bangladesh? Why you came to India?
तुम बांग्लादेश क्यों नहीं रहे, इंडिया क्यों आए?
ये पता नहीं,
ये बांग्लादेश में भी कभी कभी होता है ऐसा।
Even there also they face
जब हम
discrimination
रहे थे,
and they
जब भी
face
एक बार हुआ था तो
actually one of very few families came recently to this place, and like if you ask them, they say that they feel the same as they were in Burma. So it's more or less like you're staying in Burma. So that's why, and most of them, some of them are even here. Some families are planning to migrate to Canada. So they came to India so that they can get their papers and all the procedures get done and they can go to Canada. They have families in Canada, Saudi, Malaysia, New
And here in
Zealand.
US also.
Yeah, in US also. So in fact, there's a kid here whose father is in US and he's trying to get the papers done so that his family can go there.
Oh, okay. So it's like a stepping place. to go
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Okay.
But it takes years, like it takes a very long time. In fact, there are families who have been here for a very long time and their papers are not yet done. Like they know it will be done someday, and it's just their hopes, but nothing is going ahead of that.
But how are they getting help from the government? Or,
No, they don't get any help from the government. They get help from UNHCR Bosco and UNHCR also. They have a card. The only identity card they have is from UNHCR, which is a refugee card, but which again is invalid in India because India hasn't signed the Refugee Convention. So yeah. Get help from there, and the settlement over here, the people here, they work in the informal sector. They work as laborers. They work as as lab technicians, where in small clinics. And of course, like the community leader, he works with the UNHCR Bosco team in Vikaspuri. So yeah, that's
how many people?
here there are 38 families, but there are other settlements which are like camps. So they live there. So they get their like amenities, like everything from the Bosco and UNHCR and other organizations that are supporting the refugees from them.
So you're working from
No. I'm working with Rohingya Human Rights Initiative, which is an organization that was started by a Rohingya himself. Like 2-3 years back, he started the organization. Rohingya Human Rights Initiative.
ए साइलेंट हो जाओ
organization or
It's based in India and Bangladesh, but mostly the work is done in India.
okay.
Yeah, especially Delhi.
Okay. So how the schooling is going? How the
Some of them are studying in schools, but
sports accept them?
yeah, they are studying in Delhi government schools.
Okay.
So yeah, they do study there, but not all of them are studying in government schools. And like since their community is very primitive, like for them education is a new thing. Like most of them, it's a very new thing. So that is again an issue. So like sending to schools and teaching them is again a luxury for them. But there are families that understand. So many of the girls and kids over here, boys also, they do study in schools. But there are families who send their boys after 10 or maybe after 8 or 6. They also go and work as waiters and waitresses. Not waitresses, just waiters.
They are free to go around in India. They just move around.
Yeah, their families are in Jammu, in Hyderabad, and yeah, wherever there are Rohingya settlements, they have a family member here and there.
They comes to Kerala too, right?
Yeah, but in Kerala, very few families are there, like maybe 1 or 2 or something like that. Mostly in Hyderabad and Delhi and Jammu. And Rajasthan also.
Maybe the Kejriwal government, they will have them here or?
I don't know. Not as such, but yeah, again, education is coming from the government schools. And they're getting a quality education. Like Delhi government schools are really good. So they're getting a very good quality education from
And it's
the...
quick.
It's not free. तुम्हारा स्कूल में तुम फीस देते हो?
नहीं बस 9th class से start है 12th
हाँ, 9 to 12 they have to pay the fees, but before that they don't have to.
3 महीने के 60 रुपए लेते हैं
60 rupees, like it's very...
Oh, okay.
Food, normal food, they have like us.
The parents are working.
Yeah. Most of their parents are working. They are working as day laborers, and but there are a few educated people. But because their certificates don't have any value, so
So
they have
what is this?
the center. So this is the education center of our organization. Rohingya Human Rights Initiative, and so they basically like here we give them computer and English lessons because that is very efficient. Like it's very needed for all of us. Like we need it, they also. It's a mode of communication for them. So other than that, like they don't have any other Rohingyan language is only known to Rohingyas and the people who want to learn that language. So if they want to communicate and they want to tell about their community to the world, they need to know language.
How did you get into this school?
So I was planning to do my masters, and that, no, in international relations, and that is how I sort of like I just wanted to know why I wanted to do international relations. Like I've always been interested in international relations since I was a child, but I didn't know what aspect of it really makes me more interested towards the subject, and that's how I was just like searching about it, reading about it, and talking to people, and that is how the Rohingya issue all of a sudden it just took so much of attention around the globe, and I was like, I want to work with refugees, but I was never looking forward to work with the Rohingyas. I was looking forward to work with in India, the other refugees like Afghans, and so that's how I reached out to some of my friends who have some other their friends who are working with refugees in other aspects. So that's how they put me in touch with the director of this organization, and I asked him if I would like to work with the refugees. He told me about it.
She wanted to talk.
Yeah, actually Jannat can speak English. Like Jannat is quite an intelligent kid over here. All of them are, but Jannat is somebody who has learned English in a way that she can speak it properly. She recently came from Bangladesh. She spent most of her time in Bangladesh. You want to say something?
मैं भी इनका जन्म ही बांग्लादेश में हुआ और ये पढ़ाई भी वहाँ पे कराए हैं मैम ने बता दिया
You want to say something, Jannat?
वैसे ना
Yeah? Come. What do you want to say? How was your life in Bangladesh?
My life is very intelligent, but there was not human right in Bangladesh. There was not read in Rohingya because we live in Kutubalong. We live in Kutubalong is a place in Bangladesh, but there were live many Rohingyas they came to Bangladesh many long time, so they live in Kutubalong. There was no human right in Bangladesh. There was no read Rohingya.
No education for Rohingya.
Education
So
for Rohingya.
what kind of human rights are you talking like what did they face in Bangladesh?
I read many. There was many intelligent and clever boys and girls living in Kutubalong, but there was no human rights. Then Bangladeshi not like to they want Rohingyas boys and girls read. They not
They didn't
want
want Rohingyas to be there.
Yes, so they don't read, they don't want to read our Rohingyas, so I don't. Many Rohingyas people will read in their school. There is 2 or 3 schools in Kutubalong. They read Rohingyas boys and girls. All people wants to read and live in peaceful and happy. But there is no
But in
peaceful and
Bangladesh is Muslims, right? And here you are also Muslim, so you all are Muslim.
Yes.
You should live together, right?
Yes.
But it did not happen.
There was no Hindus, Buddhists. There was only Muslims. There there is no education and Rohingyas child marriage, but their Sarkar is not
Doing anything?
the development of Rohingya development their life, but there was no ways how to develop their life. So I will come to India.
So that is how she came.
Thank you. Thank you to say me something.
Thank you for allowing me to say something.
Next, you guys, what's your name?
Noor Salima.
Salima?
Noor Salima. Name Noor Salima.
Noor. O-R. Salima. S-A-L-I-M.
हर बार कुछ होता है मतलब ऐसे ऊपर ऐसे करके ऊपर एक बड़ा सा पत्थर उनका हाथ पे होता है ऐसे हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं है साथ बोझ हमारे ऊपर ना हमारे घर वाले ना कुछ है जो कैसे लिखा होता है ये बताया
So she basically made a like she painted a guy with a globe. Globe बनाया था ना? पत्थर बनाया था उन्होंने.
नहीं कुछ बनाया तो
But he is holding like all the
Big rock.
rock, but basically like he's holding the whole family and everything. Like you know the whole boat is on him. Yeah, something like this.
जन्नत.
So this is near, like an island.
Yeah, like there's so much of care of.
So she got it right.
It was actually for exhibition. So there were kids who were from Jammu and Kashmir, who were from.
Where was it?
It was in Delhi only. So it was hosted by Haq, an NGO called Haq CRC. So they basically work with kids in different fields, as in like you know kids. Haq, H-A-Q CRC.
I'll get you email so we can communicate more for details.
As in?
No, for your education and your education. This is very nice.
Yeah, I mean like no, it's only when you work with in the ground reality that you learn a lot of things. Like international relations is a term that concerns in the higher levels, but in the ground reality, what every human wants is respect, dignity, and the basic needs, which is food, water, and shelter, and being denied that just because of your religion or because of which community you come from, which language you speak, or whatever gender you belong to. That just shows what a person's education has done to themselves. Like if a government or any group of people are trying to suppress any person for that matter. So like it just makes, in a lot of ways, it made me realize how inhuman I was before. Like I have learned to respect a person only by being with these kids. Like they have taught me what no other educational institution or a book couldn't teach me.
Real life experience.
Yeah. Like the situation, the places that they live, like I can't imagine living in a space like that. Like if I was a person like in there, if I was put in their shoes, like they have houses which has a washroom facility which doesn't even have a door. Like the washroom over here, I can't use the washroom over here, so I have to go to one of their houses. And when I go there, there's not even a door, there's a cloth and there are holes in it. Like I just have to be so like selflessly just put out myself there, understand their situation, understand them, each and every person. Like we say education is a right to everybody, but what is education doing to us and what is education doing to them, like, you know, what is the use of the education which they can't use it beyond, like they can't work in any formal sector in India especially, or whether it's in Burma or whether it's in Bangladesh. There are kids over here who have families in other countries, in Canada, who are lawyers, who are footballers, who are working in different professions. If these kids want to come up, if these kids can come up, they want to also become like that. There are kids over here who want to become a doctor. But what surety can governments give to them that, you know?
How they face into the society.
Yeah.
Get into the society, right?
There are rats running. Like there are kids over here, most of them falling sick most of the time. And I would really like to give them a proper health facility. But like in my extent, I just try to do things, but
You yourself so many things, right?
I mean, yeah, like, you know, there are things that these kids didn't even have. On 20th of December, it was so cold. It was around 4 degrees. I was wearing 2 socks, and there was one boy. He was coming to the class, not even wearing a sweater. He didn't even have a socks.
This your agency will accept money or
Yeah.
maybe some other side, maybe we can send some money.
I don't know. We can accept foreign donations, but I'm not sure. I can ask him and let him know. But I always, for me
I don't want to
personally,
put them in because of
yeah.
I don't want you.
No. It's not like for me it was like, you know, I just try to get the thing instead of the money. Like when there was a lot of pollution, I asked my friends on Facebook if you guys would like to donate some snake plants and anti-pollution masks. And there were people who shared it, and there was a guy sending anti-pollution masks all the way from Hyderabad. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can for the next winter season we can provide all the jackets and sweaters and.
Actually, yesterday only, the Ghaziabad NGOsm group, they had given them sweaters and everything. Yeah.
So the NGO system helped you too, right?
Yeah, yesterday they wanted to sort of you know, donate some clothes. So they asked me, like, you know,
Smart.
would you like us to come over? And they had a very good time. कल कैसा लगा था? वो भैया दीदी जब आए थे?
बहुत अच्छा लगा।
They had a lot of fun.
What happened?
They go through very tough times, and I just get them over here, and they feel like, wow, like, you know, they haven't felt like this before. These kids fight. There is everything going on. There is every emotion coming out, but the kind of emotion you take back home is just positivity and smiles.
So what's your plan? Future?
Like I would like to do my masters next year, and again work with the community and also like engage in policy making, because both I don't think, like, you know, people who only read books can make policies. I was in a farm before, like I was interning in a farm in March, and the things that I got to learn over there, I thought, like, you know,
Practical.
yeah, like it was an organic farm. It's a farm in Mysore, and so like the things I got to learn, how green revolution came to India or around the world, and how pesticides came into existence. So there was a gap. There was a gap between the theorist and the researcher and the practitioner. So that if that gap has to be built, the practitioner has to become the researcher, and they need to be provided facilities. Yeah, so I think I would like to engage in those sort of things.
It's a very good thing. So God bless you.
Thank you.